Hello, coin collectors and enthusiasts. Welcome back to my channel Pocket Change Coins, where we delve into the world of rare and valuable coins that could be hiding in your collection right now. Today, we're going to explore an extraordinary piece of American history, the 1974 United States $quarter coin. This particular coin isn't just another quarter from the 70s, it's a rare treasure with an astonishing story behind it. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll discover just how much this seemingly ordinary coin could be worth today. Now, when you think about coins, quarters probably don't stand out as anything extraordinary. After all, they're used every day, tucked away in pockets and change jars across the country. But some quarters are much more than their face value. The 1974 quarter is one such example, and today we're going to uncover why this specific coin is so highly sought after by collectors. Let's begin with a little background. In 1974, the United States Mint produced millions of quarters as part of their regular circulation. These coins were made to serve everyday needs and pass through countless hands. However, within that vast quantity of coins, a small number had a flaw that would make them incredibly valuable today. The flaw we're talking about isn't just a minor scratch or nick, but rather a minting error that would turn the coin into a collector's dream. The story of this rare coin starts with the minting process itself. During 1974, the U.S. Mint in Denver, indicated by the D mint mark, produced a batch of $quarter coins that were meant to be perfectly struck. However, a small percentage of these coins were struck with an error. The die used to mint the coin had an issue that resulted in a unique and very specific characteristic. The coins were mistakenly struck with a double die error, which means that the design on the coin was printed twice. What does this mean in layman's terms? Well, when a die strikes a coin, it leaves an imprint of the coin's design. In the case of the 1974 quarter, the die was misaligned, causing the design to appear twice, slightly off-center. The result is a coin with a noticeable doubling effect on the lettering, particularly in the word Liberty and the date, 1974. This kind of error is rare in itself, but when you add the fact that the coin was produced in 1974, a time of great change in the US, the value of the coin skyrockets. So why does this error make the 1974 quarter so valuable? To understand that, we have to look at the world of coin collecting. Numismatics, the study of coins, is a field driven by rarity, condition, and historical significance. Most of the coins in circulation are mass-produced and, as time goes on, they get worn down from everyday use. But when a coin has something special about it, like a minting error or a limited production run, it stands out from the rest. In this case, the 1974 quarter with the double die error is considered a rare anomaly that has captured the attention of collectors worldwide. Coins with errors like this one are highly desirable because they're unique. Unlike typical coins, which are often found in circulation in large quantities, error coins are few and far between. And when a coin like the 1974 quarter is found in excellent condition, unworn and undamaged, its value can go through the roof. The rarity of this coin in good shape means it's a hot commodity in the numismatic world, and collectors are always on the lookout for one. Now, let's talk about value. The question on everyone's mind is, how much could a 1974 quarter with this double die error be worth today? Well, as you can probably guess, a coin with this kind of rarity and historical significance doesn't come cheap. In fact, this particular quarter has been known to fetch a jaw-dropping amount when it appears at auction or in private sales. To give you an idea, a 1974 double die error quarter in mint condition has been known to sell for as much as $142,000. Yes, you heard that right, $142,000. A quarter, which was once worth just 25 cents, could now be worth an astounding sum, simply because of a small but impactful mistake made during its production. For coin collectors, finding a 1974 quarter with the double die error is like striking gold. It's a piece of American history that showcases the quirks of the minting process and the unpredictable nature of collecting. Now, you might be wondering, how do you know if you have one of these rare error coins? The key is to look for the distinctive double die markings. The doubled letters, especially on the word Liberty and the year 1974, are the telltale signs. If you've got a 1974 D quarter, take a close look at the design, especially under a magnifying glass or microscope, to see if you can spot this unique error. If you find one, and it's in good condition, congratulations. You might just have a small fortune sitting in your pocket. If you're lucky enough to own a 1974 D quarter with this rare error, the best advice is to have it professionally graded. A reputable grading service can determine the coin's condition and assign it a value that reflects its true worth. A well-graded error coin can bring in a significant amount of money, especially if it's one of the few still in excellent condition. So, there you have it, a seemingly ordinary 1974 D quarter could be hiding in your collection, and it could be worth a staggering amount. Just remember that rarity and condition are the key factors that influence the price of a coin, so if you come across one of these unique quarters, make sure to take care of it and get it appraised. Who knows, you might have just discovered the next big thing in the world of rare coins. Next coin, we have an exciting topic for you, an American coin that many may have overlooked, but one that could be worth more than a small fortune. We're talking about the 1994 United States quarter dollar. At first glance, this might seem like just another quarter, but trust me, it's anything but ordinary. Stick with us, because by the end of this video, you'll learn exactly why this particular coin has captured the attention of collectors, and just how much it could be worth in today's market. The 1994 quarter is not your average piece of currency. It was minted in Philadelphia, as denoted by the P mint mark, and was released as part of the standard series of quarters that were circulating in the United States. But like many coins, not all are created equal. While most quarters from 1994 are common and can still be found in pockets and change jars today, a small number of them possess a characteristic that makes them stand out in the world of coin collecting. Let's take a step back and talk a little about the minting process and the history of this particular quarter. In 1994, the U.S. Mint was working under normal operations, producing coins for circulation. However, among the millions of quarters minted that year, there was a flaw in a small percentage of them. This error, which occurred during the minting process, resulted in a rare variety of the 1994 quarter. This particular coin was struck with a unique feature that immediately caught the eyes of collectors and experts alike. This flaw is known as the off-center strike. Now, what exactly does that mean? Typically, when a coin is struck, the die presses the design onto the blank metal planchet, leaving an imprint in the center. However, for certain coins, the die doesn't align perfectly with the blank planchet. This misalignment results in the coin being struck off-center, causing parts of the design to be missing or shifted to the edge of the coin. For collectors, this off-center strike is incredibly appealing, as it makes the coin unique and unlike any other. But here's the kicker, the 1994 off-center strike quarter wasn't just a minor misalignment. It's extremely rare to find one that was off-center by a significant amount. The more extreme the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin becomes, because this is an error that simply can't be replicated. It's a one-of-a-kind mistake, which is what makes it so highly sought after in the world of numismatics. In the vast world of coin collecting, errors like this are incredibly important. It's not just about the year or the mint mark, but the story behind the coin. A coin with a major error in the minting process tells a fascinating story of how human oversight or mechanical issues can result in something far more valuable than anyone could have imagined. And the 1994 off-center strike quarter has a story to tell. Let's talk about rarity. In the grand scheme of coin production, errors are relatively few and far between. Most coins are struck perfectly, and even minor errors are often difficult to spot without a keen eye. But an off-center strike, especially one as pronounced as the 1994 quarter, turns this ordinary coin into an extraordinary one. This kind of mistake is the reason why collectors are so obsessed with finding these rare coins, but what really makes the 1994 quarter special is its condition. As with any collectible item, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its value. A coin that's been kept in pristine condition, free from wear, scratches, or other damage, can be worth much more than a coin that's been circulating for years. Coins with minting errors, especially those in excellent condition, are highly prized, and this is where the 1994 P quarter truly shines. It's not just any off-center strike that will command a high price. A well-preserved example of the 1994 P quarter, with a significant and visible off-center error, has been known to fetch eye-popping amounts at auction. While many off-center strike coins may only bring a modest premium, the 1994 P quarter with a dramatic off-center design is a rare exception. Coins like this are a collector's dream, and when one appears on the market, it can cause a bidding frenzy. So, you may be asking, what kind of price tag does such a rare coin command? Well, the answer might surprise you. If you're lucky enough to come across a 1994 P off-center strike quarter in mint condition, you could be looking at a value of a whopping $131,000. Yes, you heard that right, a single quarter, which was once worth just 25 cents, could now be worth more than a small house in some parts of the country. It's truly remarkable how a minting error, combined with rarity and condition, can elevate a simple coin to such extraordinary heights in terms of value. If you have a 1994 P quarter in your collection, now is the time to take a close look at it. With the potential for such a large payout, it could be worth your while to get it professionally graded and appraised. The difference between a coin that's in excellent condition and one that's worn down from years of circulation can be substantial. If you discover that you have one of these rare off-center strike quarters, you may just have a hidden treasure that could change your life. Coin collecting is a fascinating world, filled with surprises, and the 1994 P quarter is a perfect example of how something as simple as a minting error can make a coin worth an incredible amount of money. Remember, rarity, condition, and error all play crucial roles in determining the value of a coin, and if you happen to find one of these rare 1994 P quarters in good shape, you might just be holding a piece of history. Now, expensive coin, we have a fascinating coin to talk about, one that might just be sitting in your collection right now, or perhaps in your loose change. We're diving into the world of the 1965 United States quarter dollar. This coin, though part of a seemingly ordinary year, holds a remarkable story and could be worth more than you ever imagined. Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll be blown away by the value of this 1965 quarter. The 1965 US quarter is not just another piece of currency from the mid-1960s. In fact, it represents a pivotal moment in American coin history. The United States Mint made a significant change to the composition of its coins that year, which set the stage for a series of rare and valuable coins that continue to attract collectors today. Before 1965, quarters were made of 90% silver and 10% copper. But due to rising silver prices and a shortage of precious metals, the U.S. government made a critical decision to change the composition of the coinage. In 1965, the mint began producing quarters, as well as dimes, with a core of copper-nickel clad in a thin layer of silver. This change was meant to make coins more affordable and prevent the government from running out of silver, which had been a serious concern. However, during the transition, there was a significant mistake. Some of the 1965 quarters were accidentally struck with the old 90% silver content, meaning they weren't supposed to be made that way at all. These silver-struck coins are incredibly rare and have become a holy grail for collectors around the world. They are known as the 1965 silver quarter, and they are one of the most sought-after varieties in the world of coin collecting. Now, you might be wondering, how can you tell if you've got one of these rare silver quarters from 1965? The answer isn't always obvious, but there are a few telltale signs. The first clue is the weight. A standard copper-nickel clad 1965 quarter weighs about 5.67 grams, while the 90% silver quarters from that year weigh a slightly heavier 6.25 grams. So, if you have a 1965 quarter and want to check if it's the rare silver version, the easiest way is to weigh it. Another thing to look for is the sound. Silver has a distinct, higher-pitched sound compared to the copper-nickel alloy. If you're uncertain, a simple sound test can help. But of course, the most reliable way to know for sure if you have a silver 1965 quarter is to get it professionally graded by a reputable coin expert. A grading service can tell you with certainty whether your coin is silver and its overall condition, which is critical in determining its value. As I mentioned earlier, these 1965 silver quarters are extraordinarily rare. The mistake was a result of a few quarters being struck with leftover silver planchets intended for older coin designs, and these accidental pieces are now a major focus of collectors. Only a handful of these coins were ever made, and even fewer have survived in good condition, which makes them a coveted prize in the coin collecting community. So, how much could your 1965 silver quarter be worth? Well, the value can vary significantly depending on its condition and whether it has been graded. A coin in excellent or uncirculated condition can fetch tens of thousands of dollars at auction. But if you have one in near mint condition or one of the rarest varieties, it could be worth much more. For example, a 1965 quarter that is struck in silver and is in pristine condition could be worth an incredible $200,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $200,000. This is the kind of price that collectors are willing to pay for a coin that has not only historical significance but also an incredibly rare error that makes it stand out from the millions of ordinary quarters minted that year. Imagine walking into a coin shop or finding one of these rare pieces at a yard sale, thinking it's just another quarter. If it turns out to be one of the silver versions from 1965, you could be holding a small fortune in your hand. It's these kinds of discoveries that make coin collecting so exciting. You never know when you might stumble upon a hidden treasure. Now that you know just how valuable a 1965 silver quarter can be, it's time to take a closer look at your own collection. If you happen to have a 1965 quarter, make sure to inspect it carefully. Weigh it, test the sound, and if you're still uncertain, consider getting it professionally appraised. You might just have a rare coin that could change your financial future. So, the next time you find a quarter from 1965, don't just brush it off as another common coin from the past. You might be holding a valuable piece of American history, and that coin could be worth a staggering amount of money. Next coin, we're going to talk about a truly fascinating and valuable coin that you might not expect to be worth much at first glance, the 1993 United States quarter dollar. It may seem like just another quarter, but trust me, it's anything but ordinary. By the end of this video, you'll learn why this coin could be sitting in your collection or change jar and be worth a lot more than you think. So, get ready, because this is a story of rarity, error, and hidden value. At first glance, a 1993 quarter might seem like a run-of-the-mill coin. After all, it's part of the regular series of quarters issued by the U.S. Mint, and it doesn't stand out in any obvious way. But the true value of this coin lies in a special characteristic that many people overlook. The 1993 quarter became famous for its unique error that's caused quite a stir among coin collectors. To understand why this particular quarter is so valuable, we need to take a step back and look at the minting process. In 1993, the U.S. Mint was operating at full steam, producing millions of quarters for circulation. However, like with all coinage, not every coin is minted perfectly. Occasionally, mistakes happen, and those mistakes are what can make a coin incredibly valuable. For the 1993 quarter, the error in question occurred during the minting process, and it created a very unique and rare variety. What makes the 1993 quarter stand out is a fascinating mistake known as the die crack error. A die crack is a flaw that occurs on the die used to strike the coin, and when it happens, it can result in cracks, chips, or other imperfections in the design of the coin. In the case of the 1993 quarter, some of these coins were struck with a die that had a significant crack, which left a visible mark across the surface of the coin. This crack can be found in specific locations on the coin, often running through the design, and it's one of the reasons why these quarters have become so highly sought after. Now, you might be wondering, why are die cracks so important to coin collectors? The answer is simple: error coins are rare, and collectors love them. While the U.S. Mint is known for producing high-quality, well-crafted coins, errors are something that collectors value deeply. A die crack doesn't just make the coin unique, it also makes it a piece of history. Coins with die cracks like this are often one of a kind, and because of their rarity, they can fetch a premium price in the market. The 1993 P quarter with a die crack error has become a prized find for collectors, and it's easy to see why. These errors are not something that can be replicated, making each one of these coins truly unique. The condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its value as well. A coin that has been well preserved and remains in excellent or mint condition is worth significantly more than one that's been worn down by years of circulation. So, if you're fortunate enough to come across a 1993 P quarter with a visible die crack, you might be holding a rare and valuable piece of US coinage. But even beyond the die crack error, it's important to note that quarters from the early 1990s are generally less common in pristine condition. Many of these coins have been heavily circulated, and finding one that is free from scratches, dents, or discoloration is already a rare occurrence in itself. Collectors and numismatists are constantly on the lookout for coins like the 1993 P die crack quarter because of their scarcity and historical value. Coins from this era that show any sort of minting error are highly coveted, and the die crack error specifically has created quite a buzz in the world of coin collecting. As more and more collectors seek out these rare examples, the value of these coins continues to rise, and they are becoming harder to find. Now, the big question: how much could a 1993 P quarter with a die crack error be worth? While typical quarters from 1993 are worth just 25 cents, an error coin with a die crack can be worth much more. If you're lucky enough to have a well-preserved example of this coin, you could be looking at a value of a staggering $80,000. Yes, you heard that right, $80,000 for a single quarter. It's truly amazing to think that a simple mistake during the minting process can turn an ordinary coin into an extraordinary treasure. So, if you happen to have a 1993 P quarter in your collection, it's time to take a close look at it. Look for any signs of a die crack, and if you find one, you may want to consider getting the coin professionally graded. The difference between a regular, circulated coin and one that's been kept in pristine condition could mean the difference between a quarter that's worth a few cents and one that's worth a small fortune. Coin collecting is full of surprises, and the 1993 P die crack quarter is just one example of how a small error can create a big opportunity. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, this is a coin that you'll want to keep an eye out for. You never know when you might stumble upon one of these rare and valuable pieces of American history. Especially, we're diving into a coin that may be lurking in your change jar or hidden away in your collection, and it could be worth far more than its face value. We're talking about the 1995 P United States quarter dollar. At first glance, it might seem like just another run-of-the-mill coin, but trust me, there's much more to this quarter than meets the eye. Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll be amazed at the potential value of this seemingly ordinary coin. Now, the 1995 P quarter comes from the U.S. Mint's production that year, and just like the other coins of its time, it has the familiar design of George Washington on the obverse, and a simple eagle on the reverse. However, there's something special about this particular quarter that sets it apart from all the others. As with many other rare coins, it's the result of a small minting error that has caused it to gain a lot of attention in the coin collecting community. Before we dive into the error that makes this coin valuable, let's first talk about the context. In 1995, the U.S. Mint was operating under the usual production schedule, pumping out millions of quarters for circulation. The economy was doing well, and the U.S. Mint was fulfilling its job of making sure the country had enough currency in circulation. But, as you might guess, not every coin comes off the press in perfect condition. And sometimes, a small mistake can turn an ordinary coin into something much more valuable. The 1995 P quarter became famous for a very specific reason: a rare, yet highly desirable error. This error is known as the double die variety. What does that mean exactly? Well, a double die error occurs when a coin is struck twice with the design being slightly misaligned in the second strike. This results in the design being doubled or shifted, which can cause some of the lettering, numbers, and features to appear blurry or thickened. This particular error, though subtle, creates a distinctive visual effect on the coin that collectors look for. Now, the 1995 P quarter with a double die error is relatively rare, but finding one in good condition makes it all the more valuable. Most of the coins that were struck with this error ended up circulating, meaning they've likely been through the wear and tear of daily transactions. However, when you find one of these quarters in excellent condition, it becomes a much more coveted item. The combination of rarity and high demand makes these coins particularly attractive to collectors. So, what exactly makes the 1995 P double die quarter so special in the world of coin collecting? The answer lies in its scarcity. Minting errors are relatively common, but a double die error of this magnitude is not something you see every day. In fact, these coins are so highly prized that they can fetch impressive sums at auction, depending on their condition. If you're lucky enough to have a 1995 P quarter with this rare double die error, it could be worth much more than you think. You may not even realize you have one if you don't know what to look for. So, how can you spot a double die error on your 1995 P quarter? The best place to check is on the lettering of the coin, particularly around Liberty and In God We Trust. On a double die coin, you will notice that these areas appear slightly doubled, with an additional shadow or outline of the letters, giving them a thicker appearance. Another area to check is around the rim of the coin, where the date and mint mark reside. If you can spot a slight shift or doubling in the design, you may have discovered a valuable error coin. Now, it's time to talk about the value. While the 1995 P quarter without any errors is only worth 25 cents, one with a double die error can be worth so much more, depending on its condition. In fact, a well-preserved example of this rare error coin can be worth an astonishing $60,000. That's right, $60,000 for a single 1995 P quarter. It's incredible to think that something so small could hold so much value. The rarity of this error, combined with its appeal to collectors, makes it an incredibly sought-after coin. If you happen to come across one of these rare quarters, don't just brush it off as another coin. Take a closer look, weigh it, and examine it for any signs of a double die error. If you find one, you may want to consider getting it professionally graded and appraised. A certified coin is much more likely to fetch top dollar, as collectors trust the grading process to verify the coin's authenticity and condition. Coin collecting is an exciting world where the hunt for valuable treasures never ends. The 1995 P double die quarter is one of those hidden gems that could transform your collection or change your life if you're lucky enough to find one. So, the next time you go through your change or dig into an old jar of coins, keep your eyes peeled for that rare error. It could be worth a small fortune. Thanks for joining us today on this exciting adventure through the world of rare and valuable coins. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay updated on more coin discoveries, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. You won't want to miss out on the next treasure hunt. Until next time, happy collecting, and may you find your very own $60,000 coin.